Hello everyone there. My name is Joseph Powell from Ghana, and in this video I'm going to reflect on a recorded video I watched on the subject open educational resources. I'll give the summary or the synopsis of the video I watched, what I've learned from the video, and move on to tell what I've planned to do. Dr. Nelly welcomed participants and said Dr. Sharma, the presenter, has been her online colleague and said the presenter is passionate about OER. The presenter took over, welcomed participants, and told participants what he will be talking on. He briefly spoke on USAID Global Educational Summit. The presenter's voice initially was low, but it was rectified later. He said during the summit it was realized that OER has the potential of transforming education and has opportunity for expansion of teacher training and professional development, especially in African countries. And I hope OER will help African countries to develop their teachers to be abreast of what is happening out in other parts of the world. He showed where one could get educational providers. He spoke on the International Council for Open Research and Education, and he also spoke on OER University. ICORE is an association that supports and develops innovation in open access, open educational practices and resources and more, he said. He explained the OER University Logic Model. He spoke on OER development and operations and funding. He also gave where one can get funding, and an example was Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. There were others that he showcased. He said technology has life cycle and showed the technology adoption life cycle to participants, that's early adopters, late adopters, and the likes. He spoke about some challenges of OER in education, especially in developing countries. Some that he discussed with participants were numbers, relevance, quality, access, etc. He explained the UNESCO declaration that supported education for all. And in doing so, he explained that is, everyone has the right to education. He gave out the link to the Cape Town Declaration also. He talked about how OER could be used and stated 3 ways that could be used, and they included political bodies can use it, educational institutions and NGOs working on issues related to OER, the private sector and civil society, and also public discussion forum. He discussed the OERs as a global movement and gave some examples of OERs from some countries, for example, India, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Japan, Malaysia, OER Africa, etc. He talked about OER policies and models of OERs. Models of OERs include content-centered, learner-centered, and creation-centered. He showcased some of the models. For example, OER framework by Stacy 2006, then VUSSC OER model. He discussed some of the barriers to development and use of OERs and explained the strategies that could be used. He talked about open educational practice as a characteristic of open educational practice compared with conventional form of professional practice is that it changes the nature of relationship. This is a quotation, and discuss what this change is. There were good contributions from the chat on OER. An example was some politicians do not want anything free, so they may not want to follow it despite they may even need it. He asked what further we could do and said we can explore, find and search. In addition, he said we could collaborate for content creation, curate and share. His session is very important, and I agree with that. He said we could also join OER Foundation, and he showed some example. He spoke extensively on Wiki Educator. What I gained from the presentation: I have gained an in-depth knowledge on OERs and where some of them could be found. I also learned about organizations that could fund OERs. I've gotten some ideas on OER models and how we can create content, create and share OERs. And finally, what I plan to do in the near future: I will propagate OERs in my university community. I'll look at some of the OER models and see whether I can use some of them in a research way. And I will direct my students to some of the OER sites. Thanks for watching.